is Lorraine on First Impressions. So just a little bit of a history in terms of who I am and how I became who I am today. Now, I used to be an absolute introvert. Absolute introvert meaning that I would not say anything. I would not speak out to people. It would take a lot of effort for me to talk to someone. It's because I lacked that self-confidence in myself at that particular time. But through the years, I still wanted to grow. I still wanted to learn. And through that process of wanting to change, is how I began learning from others. I attended, different events, different functions, and I studied the speaker on the stage. I looked at how they gain the interest of the audience, how they interact with the people for them to have their followers, strong followers. And through life, that was how I journeyed through experiencing and trying things out. So anything is possible, even if you're an introvert, there is potential of you growing and growing into someone that's confident on screen and off screen. And it's all started with that thought process of wanting that change. So with me observing and learning, I went through different scenarios and experiences in life. I became a manager of and a consultant of a makeup and modeling company, and where I ran fashion pageants, and fashion events. I helped with the makeup artists. I helped in terms of the teaching. Besides that, I've been an international educator. I've created 23 and more books out there, as a self-published author. I've helped consulting businesses. I've helped companies change their whole structure and help them gain more clients. I've helped restructure companies. I've changed so much in terms of my experience in life. I've even have been doing a lot of performances off stage and in the pit as a musician. I play multiple instruments, and I have studied from the top jazz musician in Australia, Carrie Bedell. For those of you that are Australians and know Carrie really well, I have learned from the top music theater singer in Australia as well. I've done singing. I've learned the art of intonating, in the art of speaking, the art of being clear, being heard. And the first time I actually was on stage speaking was at an event where they did not have an MC. And at that particular time, I thought the organizers seemed a bit frantic. And I thought, maybe I could help out because, my mom was also part of the organizers, right? So I was like, yeah, I can do this, And the way that I approached this was when I was up on stage, man, my legs were shaking because I was nervous, right? But the thing was, I saw myself up there from an audience point of view, and I started communicating with the audience. Like, how do I want to be, watching or listening to the person on stage? How can I be engaging? How can I be connected with the audience? So I interacted with the audience. I created conversation, and at the end of that first event that I did, people came up to me and were like, wow, Lorraine, have you done this before? I've never seen you done this before. And I was like, no, this is my first time. And it just struck me that, there is a possibility of acting confident for it to be a part of you. Like it is a part of me right now. So back in the day, it was more about acting, is pretending that I am this confident person, confident being up there on stage where I'm fearless and, I'm just here to help you. I'm just here to serve you. I'm just here as a friend to help you. You audience, create an atmosphere where this is fun. Learning is fun, where listening, it can be fun too. So that was my first scenario in terms of being on stage presenting. But the first time that I actually performed was when I was young. And even till this day, performing music, there's always going to be a sense of stage fright. So stage fright is real, but it's how I dealt with it and the art of dealing with all those fear and anxiety inside of me. So that's how I became who I am today. It started with the process of wanting that change and going through that journey that I wanted to, be it being in an uncomfortable situation, uncomfortable area, putting the effort to saying hello to a stranger in terms of networking, just to create confidence, creating conversation, even though you're dead scared and dead anxious. It's portraying yourself as this confident person. Now, for those of you that don't know, I used to have this slight stuttering problem. And I used to think that it was an inherited gene where, my family members, there's some of my family relatives that have this stuttering issue. You don't hear it, you don't see it, but that's fine. It's all about the confidence within. And that's the same thing with what, all these successful people that had the stuttering issue that will be saying the exact same thing with me. Even JT Fox, JT Fox has this extreme stuttering problem back in the day. And I did ask him that question, and it's the same thing as I would say to you. It's that confidence within yourself. It's creating that character within yourself as you are this confident person. And it's just by practice, where the more you speak, the more confident you are with the camera and off camera, the more it will seem to flow within you. So check out these little tips. And that's my experience in terms of how I became an absolute introvert to who I am today, speaking in front of camera. Remember, it takes that decision making for things to happen. Anything can happen to anyone, but it takes that first step is the decision, and the next step following through is your discipline in terms of working on that. So if you found this helpful, if you love my story and would like to know more, click on the button, follow me, subscribe, leave a comment in terms of if you are an introvert, if you were and are an introvert, or if you're on a journey of change. I'd like to hear from you, and let's go down the journey to confidence and the future that you truly deserve.